know that I would spend it so wisely.
You would.
I just know that. And
my gosh, yeah, you would. You're like the ideal lottery winner.
I know. If only I could win it. But that would also require me to play it.
I don't play the lotto either. Every now and again. We might get a scratch-off ticket. When the Mega Millions or the Powerball went up to like $1 billion.
We did buy 10.
We did. We bought some tickets for that because it's just like, you have to.
Well, someone's going to win. This is what I always say. Someone's going to win. Why can't it be me? Why can't it?
It should be.
I know. Thank you. Imagine what we could do with this if we had.
What's the first thing you would do? If you won like a huge sum of money beyond paying off the house, paying off the things, what would you do?
I would hire us a producer, an editor, and a social media account manager.
So we would keep doing this podcast?
We would keep doing it, but think about how easy it would be if all we had to do
was just show up and talk.
Was to record it.
You're so right. We would have like a cool studio, like a legit studio.
We would have a legit studio. We'd have all the cameras. We would have all of the highest tech equipment. We would have a producer running it. We would have a sound engineer. Then we'd have an editor. And then we would hire an incredible social media manager who could get inside of our brains, do exactly what we want. And essentially we would be like all of the other top-ranked podcasts out there because
they really are just the talent. That's it.
They just have to be the talent. They just have to talk.
Well, I'm honored.
Yeah.
That you're saying with your winnings, you're investing into this podcast.
Because this is still like a dream job.
Yeah. This is still important.
It's important. It's a dream job. You still have to work. Like,
and what's cool is then we would also have the funds to go to
do whatever.
And fly and do all the interesting things that people kind of would want and
we
inside
could fly
look at.
First class.
We could fly first class.
Oh my gosh, y'all! I've never flown first class in my life. The only time I've been in first class is to walk through it and have people look at me with pity.
Yeah, I think
You've never flown first class?
Okay, Matt may have to remind me, but I think one time, this was before we even had kids, we were doing, and it was just a domestic flight, but we just got randomly upgraded. But other than that, we are not paying for those tickets. Are you kidding me? Absolutely not. Not spending my money on that.
Is that shocking to anybody else?
Not. Who is going to pay? I mean, I know plenty of people do. I'm not going to pay.
Jenna Lyons is.
$15,000 to fly first class to Hawaii or whatever. I
No.
just, it's not happening.
Unpopular opinion, I have no desire to go to Hawaii.
You know, we've
no desire
because we won a reward trip years ago.
That's right.
And it was nice to go, but I'm all right.
Never have to go back.
Yeah, it was. I don't feel the burning desire to like, oh, we got to take the kids. And maybe if we were on the West Coast, I might feel more inclined. But out of everywhere we've been in the world, I struggled the most with the jet lag and the time change. I could not get right. I was up at 3 a.m. I remember taking a bath. I was in the bathtub at 3 a.m.
Of course you were.
Just like, I don't even know what to do with myself.
So I might as well run a bath.
Yeah. It was terrible.
It's a huge time difference.
For
you
us,
have to spend so many days to travel there, so many days to travel back. Then you have to be there for a while just to adjust. So you really have to, you're pot committing to about, 10 days?
Yes.
That's a long time to be away. It's a high price to pay because Hawaii's, a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. And I remember even just coming back. Then I was up at 3 a.m. here in Charlotte. Just
taking a bath here.
I was writing, like my memories will pop up where it's like, I can remember, oh, this must have been when I was in Hawaii because I'm leaving the weirdest away messages on my Facebook post. Just like, we're night owls. Woo, what are we doing? And we don't have kids
Kristen
yet,
Timmerman, it would say Kristen Timmerman is.
Awake.
And then you would fill in the blank, awake in Hawaii. And then people would comment, oh, girl, why you awake? Oh, neat. Cool.
I love the memes. The memes that are like, I hate the version of myself from 2008.
I hate who I was in 2007. I hate who I was on Facebook in 2007. It is so true.
It's so bad.
We'll find old messages where we were just writing each other back and forth on our walls.
We were using that instead of texting each other.
Yeah, maybe that's because back then you had to like pay per text or something. You only got like $250 a month, so you had to be really selective.
That would make a great reel. If I could round up a year's worth of all of our whatever messages we were leaving each other.
That would be so good.
That would be funny.
And this is also a thing that I had to do back in the day because your free minutes started after 9 p.m.
Yes.
If you were on Verizon.
Yes.
Your free minutes started after 9 p.m. to other Verizon people or to everyone I can't remember.
It depended. So
Okay.
there were some where if it was Verizon to Verizon, anytime.
Okay.
You could talk anytime.
Okay, that's right.
Then after 9, it could be anybody.
Sorry, I have a tickle in my throat, y'all. That's been here for a couple days. I'm not sick.
A cough or a sneeze?
It was a cough.
Okay.
It's like a tickle I have. It's driving me crazy.
Yeah.
Again, think that I might have developed an allergy to cigarette smoke, and it wildly affected me in Vegas.
We
got to touch on that.
Yeah, we will.
But what I did, because yes, you're right, Verizon to Verizon was free all day, and then after 9 you could call other people. So I would have programmed in my phone, and it's still there to this day. It would say, Mom, star V. Holly, star V. And then that way, if someone called in and it was 3 p.m., if it said V, I would answer it.
So smart.
If it didn't, so when I became friends with people, I'd be like, who's your carrier? And if they said Verizon, I would put star V in it. And still to this day, if you scroll through my contacts, that's why if I type V, it brings up a ton of people with star V's.
Star V, because they were Verizon and you knew you could do it for free.
That's right, because I'm always
you were not going to spend those minutes.
No.
I mean, that was such a stressful time. Kids these days will never understand my parents saying, you've got 20 minutes left for the month. You've got 15 minutes left for the month. It was just ticking down.
Yep.
Text messages, you had to pay for those.
Yep.
Everything.
Roaming.
Yes. Oh, the roaming.
Joshua and I on our first spring break together. So we had been dating 8 days. So at that point, we had already booked separate spring breaks.
Oh.
We didn't even know that we'd be together.
Yeah, of course.
So he went on his spring break. I went on mine. And in order to talk to each other, of course, I'm calling him from my Nokia with the stars and the moon on it.
Yes.
And he was borrowing someone's phone because he didn't have a cell phone at the time. So someone's phone I was calling into, and I just remember my parents calling me and being like, the bill for your line alone this month was $350 because of roaming. What were you doing? And I was like, that was me calling Joshua on spring break. My bad. So I had to pay them every penny of that. You better believe Mary and Jack were like, okay, so your next paycheck will just be made out directly.
That's
to
how,
us.
I mean, that was the same in our house where it was like, you go over this plan, give me $30, whatever it was. It was, you are paying for all the things. What did you, when you were in high school, what did you have to pay for? For me, it was
good question.
my own gas.
Yes.
If I wanted to be driving around, was paying for my own gas.
Yes, for sure.
But like groceries and like that kind of stuff, mom and dad were purchasing that.
Yeah.
I was on the basic phone plan, but if I went over, I had to pay for that.
Same. They added a line, right? So they just added the line for us. It was probably like $10 to add the line. I think it's still to this day is pretty cheap to add a line.
Yes.
Well, actually, it's $30. I know that because that's what Bella has to pay is $30 for the added line. Okay. And then it's unlimited, So
right. I mean, $30 isn't bad.
It's not bad. I mean, for inflation, going from 10 to 30 in 20 years, it's okay.
In today's economy, I'm not mad at that. So AT&T, you get 1 point from me.
One singular. So what did I pay for? I do remember having to pay for just any of the fun stuff.
Yeah.
So they weren't paying for movies.
Yes.
Dates.
Correct.
Dinners, that sort of stuff. But I always had a job. I was always working. You were always working.
Yeah, that's why you worked, so you had the fun money.
That's right. What was cool about my parents is I don't remember them asking us for car insurance money.
No.
And I know that was expensive because they had 3 drivers. And now that we pay, when you add a 16-year-old to your plan.
How much was it?
It went up by $350 a month.
I didn't know it was that much.
Oh, it's a lot of money. And then when they turn 17, it drops down a little. And then when they turn 18, then it goes to the regular price.
Okay, so it's because it's young drivers, they're inexperienced.
Young drivers, and they have way more liability.
Wow.
It's a lot of money. And so we didn't feel like it was right to make Isabella pay that. That's an astronomical amount. And she works hard, and she makes money.
And she's been a great driver.
She's been a phenomenal driver.
Yeah.
I also think it depends on the kid, right? Like, she doesn't text and drive. She doesn't have her phone out at all. She does not go 1 mile over the speed limit. I mean, sometimes it actually annoys me because I'm like, we are getting honked at, passed. People are screaming at us. You can go 38.
Yeah, you can.
And a 35.
You can go 5 over, I think, as a youngster, and
she
feel
won't.
Okay. I like to go 9 over.
Same. I'm a solid 9 at all times.
9. Now, if you do go into Virginia,
Oh, yeah.
You got to be careful about that.
Throttle it down to about 7.
Yeah.
Because they will.
They are.
They'll catch you.
They're all about it.
They're all about it. Now, I'm trying not to encourage her to do that. I try not to get frustrated, but it is, I mean, she is such a rule follower.
She is.
And that's
she
who
wants
she
to
is.
do what's right.
She's a perfectionist, rule follower, oldish. She's kind of all those traditional things.
Yeah.
Except for her room.
Yeah, but it's because she's creative.
She has to have something that is allowed to just be chaotic.
Yeah, exactly.
And
she has to have that, and it's really kind of you to let her have that.
We do.
Because she's so in line with everything else in her life. Let her just have the chaos in her room. If she can live with it, great.
Yeah, I just don't go in there.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not your room.
I could take a picture of it today, and I think people would actually be shocked. I think that they would. Oh, it's startling. It's shocking. It's crazy because you look at her.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because my 2 kids, and I once posted this poll to my story, but I was like, of my 2 kids, who do you think has the messy room? And the majority of people voted Lily. Lily's room is perfect all day, every day.
She likes things to be where
organized.
They belong. She likes to organize for me,
yeah,
which I really appreciate. She has organized Tinsley's desk,
yeah,
organized my basement.
Yes.
I'm like, I will pay you to come over. Now, does she ever go over to Bella's room and try to help her?
Oh, she does try to help her, but Bella's like, this can't be helped. It is what it is, Trey.
Has she tried like getting bins and, that kind of stuff to put things?
It does. Bella has more bins than IKEA. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Oh.
It is crazy in there, y'all.
Speaking of bins.
What?
Where you been?
Where you been, bitch? Was that Melbourne? Was that Real Housewives of Melbourne?
Dana might know when she hears that.
Yeah, Dana might know. Dana, I have to tell a funny story about this because it's very relevant, and I'll make sure that we can say this. If we need to take it out, we can later.
Okay.
But so I was flying in. I had a layover in Orlando when I was flying back from Las Vegas from BravoCon, and I noticed on her story that she had flown into Orlando that day. And so I was like, "Hey, girl." Like, could we have seen each other at the airport if we had only known? And she's like, I'm going to say this with as little snobbery as possible.
Uh-huh.
But I flew private on Harris Teeter's jet.
Oh.
So we wouldn't have seen each other.
Whoa.
I know.
Dana.
I know.
Flying private. Definitely have never done that before either. I've never flown private.
No PJs for me, la. Rand.
BJ's for PJ.
Yeah, BJ's for PJs.
Wow, Dana. What was she going to Orlando for?
For a huge conference. Like a huge, I guess grocer conference.
They didn't fly you private to your 10K in Charleston?
They did not fly me private to my 10K in Charleston for them. I don't know if she drove down or flew down. I know that's a very quick flight to Charleston.
It would be very quick.
But I do have a friend who did fly private to Charleston from Charlotte, and they were in the air for 25 minutes.
Oh, how nice.
But honestly,
But it's not that far. It's 3 hours.
Come on.
You can drive for 3
Come on. But you know what? If you got it, you got it. But yeah, it was just funny because she was like, oh, friend, we wouldn't have seen each other because I flew private. Meanwhile, I flew Frontier. And so I was like, so we're not going to see each other in the same part of the airport.
I think y'all we're probably in the furthest possible distance away.
I think so too. Spirit there, Frontier back, but both were great. I will say that I did start to get a little uncomfy in the seats because they're pretty basic, but so are all of them. Unless you're sitting first class again, all the seats are kind of tight and uncomfortable, and it's not. I did have to keep shifting, booty to booty,
because the butt starts to go numb.
It does. It starts to go numb. You're rocking forth a lot. You look like you're doing a little too much. A little too much. Sitting in that seat. But should we? So we're back.
We're back. Let me tell y'all about where you been.
Oh, yeah, where you been?
Because there is a place here in Matthews. So I don't know if they have these all over, but it's called Where You Been. We saw it. It's next to the Target. We never knew, what is this?
Okay.
I thought, is it an organizational store?
So B-I-N, but playing on the B-E-E-N.
That's
okay,
it.
got it.
So I thought, is this organization? What is this? So Tinsley gets wind from friends at school that it's almost like a rummage place.
Oh,
It's
okay.
where all the Amazon returns that is not worth it for Amazon to ship back, it's where it goes.
So Sophia, the same person I told you about, the YouTube channel that I watched, Sophia Nygaard,
Yeah.
who did the Las Vegas reviews, she recently did one of these. I did not recall that it was called Where You Been, but it might be called something else.
Similar.
But yeah, same thing. It's Amazon, and they get the newest drops on Tuesdays, and
Yep.
then every day people pick through, and then the newest drops go out.
So this one here in Matthews, the new things come on Friday.
Okay.
And Friday, anything you find is $14.
Yes.
Now, it could be a $60 item. It could be a $100 item.
Or it could be a $5 item,
Yeah.
but it's just going to be
It's
14
all-
flat because they got to make up some of that money.
That's it. It's
Got it.
$14.
Got it.
So I talked to the lady as we checked out, like kind of picking her brain. And she said, it does get busy. People come, they're trying to find the deal, find the treasure. But she said, we went yesterday. She said, Wednesday is our busiest day. So what happens is
The price goes down.
That's it.
Mhm.
Starts at 14 on Friday, and then each day that it goes,
Yes.
that price comes down. So Wednesday is dollar day.
Yes.
I didn't know this. We just showed up. So we come on dollar day. Now, normally she said when the doors open on dollar day, there's 100 people in line waiting.
Yes.
Because it's the best deals. You're going to still be able to find some good stuff. We got there in the afternoon, but it was packed. I mean, tons of people. We rummaged through. Tinsley was so excited to finally be here. I mean, it was just
good.
really sweet. And of course, Lachlan was just like, what is this? Looking
Yes.
at all these things. They had quite a bit of like Halloween stuff. Halloween
good.
decor, signage, and things. So I got a few Halloween things that we could use next year.
Yes.
And Lachlan got a pack of Christmas ornaments, which was really cute.
He's so excited.
Just some random things.
Have you started decorating for Christmas yet, by the way?
tomorrow?
Okay, tomorrow's the day.
Tomorrow is the day.
Okay.
Matt wanted to start this afternoon. I said, no, today's too busy. But
Yeah.
tomorrow we're going to wake up. We're going to turn on the tunes.
Oh, great.
And we're going to start it.
I love that. We might start tomorrow too.
Yeah. It's going to be great.
Well, first we got to take down Halloween, but
Yeah.
continue.
Yeah. So all that to say,
Ding, ding. The bell's back.
I find this 2023 Queen Elizabeth calendar.
Should have brought it in.
I know. It's okay.
It's okay.
We'll share it.
Mhm.
Such a cute calendar. Now, does she need a 2023 calendar? No, it's
In
November.
November.
It's November. But y'all, the illustrations.
You know I won't use a calendar.
No, I mean, I don't either. I don't use the big calendars. But the illustrations in this,
They're
thing
so
are
good.
so good, and some of them have the quotes, iconic things that she has said. And I said, I have to get this because you can tear these out and frame them.
That's right. And it's not like traditional pictures.
No.
It's Andy Warhol in style. It's
Yes,
really cool. So these are
And
pictures.
it's your vibe. I feel like in your home.
Very much my vibe. I'm going to put one. I already know the one that I'm going to put on our gallery wall.
Yeah.
I already know it. Ready to go.
So anyway, y'all, go to Where You Been.
Where you been?
Look it up. Figure out what day you want to go, and go get some deals.
Yeah, I'm excited to go there and see it because I literally will do anything Sophia Nygaard tells me to.
Yes,
I'm so obsessed with her. My kids got me turned on to her. She's so cool.
Is this the one that told us to get that thing at the restaurant?
that?
Okay, let's
Yep.
talk about it because we didn't on
What's
our
the
date.
best thing you ate?
Ooh.
Y'all, let's bring it back.
Best thing we
ate this
So,
week.
Y'all know we have come off of BravoCon. I'm still mentally at BravoCon, as are you.
100%.
But
Can't you tell in my eyes?
yeah, your
Oh my gosh.
eyes.
I need to try to open them. I need some Ramona eyes right now.
Well, do you follow the woman that does the facial exercises?
No, of course I don't.
So she holds them up, and then you squeeze your eye like this. And you
Okay.
need to do that every day for about a minute.
I really need to do that, especially with my right eye.
And then if you can do that, she literally is like, your face has muscles.
It does.
If you will work it out to look at this woman's before and after of her face, she's Asian.
Really?
Y'all, I can't wait to share it.
Okay.
She has a different face.
Okay. I love this.
She has huge cheekbones now because she has worked that muscle. Her whole face has slimmed down. Her eyes are wider because she's working out her face.
Yeah, I know it has muscles, and I know that we could work it out in the same way as like you're supposed to be like,
Yeah.
you know, kind
Yep.
of pulling and with the gua sha.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be doing all the things, and you're supposed to be.
You know what? I didn't tell you this. I actually, before we went to Vegas, I looked up to see if there was a lymphatic place that you and I could go to
Oh.
on Thursday to get just that lymphatic massage, kind of get us ready for BravoCon. But there wasn't anything really convenient or close enough that was going to work for us. But I thought, have fun with that.
Because if there's a plethora of massage places in Vegas.
Oh, yeah. But I wanted that very specific facial lymphatic massage.
Yeah, of course. You don't have to tell me that. I already know what lymphatic drainage massages are. I'm always researching them. Always looking them up. The difference in our Google searches would blow people's minds. Truly blow people's minds.
I love looking at my old Google searches. I'm like, what is wrong with
all
me?
beauty related.
Well,
I guarantee
it's not even it. I mean, then it'll be like, where did Carrot Top go? Just I think of a random celebrity. I'm like, they disappeared.
Yeah, where did he go?
Are they alive? There's certain things that pop in my head that I just immediately have to look
Speaking of someone who does not need to do any facial muscles.
Oh,
Carrot Top.
Y'all, what happened to him?
I think he got a facelift
a bad facelift?
A bad facelift. He got a bad facelift where a couple other people did too. I guess I won't say their names because we're not trying to get canceled, but just know I have some screenshots in my phone that I go back to every once in a while just to remind myself who's lying and who's not.
Yeah. Well, and some people lie a lot.
Sure do.
Yeah.
So the best thing we ate.
I would say for sure. Let's put our hands up. Fingers, then hands. And then we're going to point down. The best thing we ate on this trip, I mean, for me, I don't want to speak for you.
No, 100%.
Was at Gordon Ramsay's restaurant.
Yep.
Now, this one is called
Steak.
Gordon
Ramsay Steak in the Paris Hotel. So he has several. He has obviously the more famous Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah.
Gordon Ramsay's Hell's Kitchen. That's in Caesars, and we did not even walk into Caesars.
No.
She was in some boots.
Yeah.
And I had already pushed it with her.
Yeah.
And it was more important to see Bellagio for me, to show her Bellagio.
And it was meant
it was meant to be.
Meant to be. And we will share more about that when we can. But there were some signs. We'll just say that. There were some signs that we were meant to go to the Bellagio and do a little visit.
Yep.
Yeah.
In the conservatory. We can give them that.
Yeah.
But magic happened in the conservatory.
It truly did.
We truly feel like this. And we were looking for signs and we received all of them.
Yeah. It was wild.
It was wild and wonderful. And hopefully we can update you on very good things to come.
Yes.
But we went to Paris. That's where we were staying anyway.
Yeah.
And Gordon Ramsay Steak is there. And I was like, we have to eat here because Sophia Nygaard got like the best thing. So what happened is Sophia and Tyler ate at every celebrity restaurant in Las Vegas because at the same time they were staying in every hotel on the Strip.
It's such a smart video. I love that.
It's such a good video. And if you're not following Sophia Nygaard and her husband Tyler, they're wonderful. And you might remember, I don't know if I talked about it on the podcast, but I took Lily to meet them when they were coming to do their nail polish line with HoHo Taco in Raleigh. And we got to meet them and it was great. Anyway. What was I saying? Oh yeah,
all that to say.
So they did this thing where they stayed at every hotel and then ate at the celebrity chef restaurants, and they ate at I believe Hell's Kitchen, and they ordered the signature beef Wellington.
Yes.
And then they ordered some other stuff, but then it was very important to them to order the sticky toffee bread pudding dessert. And if that doesn't sticky toffee bread pudding dessert. If those 5 words didn't titillate you, if you're not feeling a little excited,
then
we do not care.
We don't care. Okay.
Then you can't eat with us.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Know that.
Know that. Because it came out. First of all, the beef Wellington, we got to just cover it all.
Beef Wellington needs a moment of its own because this was a double good, actually a triple good meal because I got that strawberry martini.
It was amazing.
I came home and told Matt, I said, can we please learn how to make this exact strawberry martini? And that's not normally something I'd pick on the menu.
No, it wasn't.
The way they described it, it just seemed very fresh. It wasn't super syrupy. It wasn't processed. It was just fresh strawberry juice and fresh mint and the vodka, like so freaking good.
You could tell it was fresh as can be. And those bartenders were working so hard behind that bar.
I told Matt. Oh, and Matt told me. Shoot, I can't remember. I told him about the guy. So, y'all, the bartenders would make the drinks. There were 3 of them behind the bar, and they did not stop moving the entire time we were there.
No.
Moving.
We sat at the bar, by the way.
Yeah. So they would finished the drink they were making and put it on a little space. And there was a guy, and he would garnish everything and make these cocktails just look fabulous, right? He's putting in the strawberry, the mint, whatever it is.
Yep.
And it was just fun to kind of watch him. Like, that's his whole job.
His whole job is to garnish.
And so Matt said there is a name. He was like, oh, that's the blah, blah, blah. He like knew the name of that person's job.
Much like a sommelier is the wine expert, this guy is the garnish expert. Yeah. So maybe a garnishier.
I don't remember.
People are like, no.
Matt, let us know.
Matt, what's it called?
What's the name of the guy that garnishes the cocktails?
The garnissier? No. Matt, the fan.
Y'all, we got to tell Danny Pellegrino when we met Danny.
We got to tell this.
I know
we tell this story. Did we talk in day one, y'all? Did we talk about going to Danny Pellegrino's book signing on the other end of the earth of Las Vegas?
I feel like maybe we did.
Oh, maybe we did. Okay, we won't restart it.
Sorry, guy.
But we admitted to him we stole his bit.
Yeah, because he does the Matt on his podcast,
and he was fine with it.
Yeah, and we were like, just so you know, I'm married to a Matt, and so we do all that also. And
we did borrow your bit, and he was honored. He didn't care.
Anyway, so that drink was fantastic. Then we split
the beef Wellington.
And by the way, definitely needed to split that.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, even if I was wanting to gorge, it would have been too much food.
Ooh, way too much. I struggled to finish my half.
Yes.
I mean, but the meat was cooked perfectly.
And it was wrapped in a roast beef.
Yep.
Then with the puff pastry on the outside. Mm-hmm. And it was sitting on a glaze, that dark glaze.
It was, a demi-glaze. Ooh. It was a demi-glaze with a very rich, kind of sherry finish. And then a potato puree.
And then little carrots.
Little glazed carrots that had a hint of sweet on them.
Good.
You know that they were tossed in just the lightest amount of brown sugar.
Y'all, we put it down. That meat, I can taste it now. Some of the best I've ever had. And you said that is what he's known for.
Yes, it's
at that restaurant.
So Gordon Ramsay has a few signature dishes, and it is labeled under the signature dishes part of the menu.
Okay.
And the beef Wellington is one of those things, and it's at all of his restaurants. And it's amazing. It's $75. I will say that.
But we split it.
And here's the other thing. If you were to order that size in a filet, you're going to spend $125.
I mean, you
might as well get the beef Wellington.
So flipping good.
And eat that deliciousness. And it was, oh God, y'all. That was really good.
Really good. Thank you to Jen Davis for that meal.
Yeah, Jen, that was really sweet.
Really
she gave us a big old Venmo, and we said.
So we kind of went out with a bang. Now, interestingly, we have 3 more names. 3 more people.
We need to thank.
And so I'm like, what do we do with these last 3? Aaron Hall being one of them.
Okay.
So we need to think about that. We've got 3 more Venmos where I want to make sure we kind of are using it in all that to say way. I mean, we shout people out.
We could put it towards the hotel on my credit card.
Okay.
That eventually needs to be paid. But that's not as fun.
We'll find a way to screenshot that.
I'm like, here it goes out. Thanks, Aaron. That's lame. That's not as fun. We will, maybe we could go and order some stuff from Ether Opal.
Oh, yeah, that would be fun.
Maybe
I was going to say we're doing the pop-up this Sunday.
Oh, yeah, we're doing the pop-up this Sunday, which we'll need to get some stuff for.
Well, yeah. So I feel like we could say, you guys are helping us pull this off, which would be awesome.
Yeah. That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah. So anyway, we eat the beef Wellington, and then you order
the sticky toffee pudding.
Y'all.
And it was, so at different restaurants, he serves it in different ways. So again, Hell's Kitchen, it's going to be in like a cast iron skillet looking thing. Still that same kind of idea of it looking like a cake bread pudding. And it's in that cast iron skillet, and I believe ice cream comes already on top of it, and then they're drizzling that glaze all over it. So at first I'm like, okay, I hope it's as good. It looks different because ours came out in a round, looked like a cake, like a hamburger patty. It looked
like a hamburger patty.
Okay, so it looked like that, and then the ice cream that's served with it is like a butter pecan.
Yes, but it looked like a stick of butter.
2 sticks of butter next to each other.
Yeah.
So that plays with your mind because you think you're going to cut into it and just taste butter, but it's ice cream.
Ice cream.
Which of course makes sense because I hope y'all know that if you just beat heavy cream enough, it becomes butter.
Yeah.
And heavy cream is also what makes ice cream.
Yeah. I recently learned all of that. I didn't realize I think I saw it on some cooking show where they were beating the cream. Oh, and another thing I didn't realize is that if you whip the eggs fast enough and hard enough, it becomes
it's a meringue.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I did not know that was made of eggs.
This tells me you did not grow up watching Food Network every single minute of your life.
No, absolutely not.
I watched Food Network from the second I got home. It was QVC when I was younger.
Yeah.
Then about in my teen years, I was going between MTV when my parents weren't home and then Food Network when they were. And then I continued to watch Food Network. I mean, I still love Food Network and I watch the shows constantly. That's how I learned a ton of like French cooking culinary terms.
That's how you became a baker.
That's how a big reason why I became a baker was watching Ace of Cakes and all those sorts of shows. Yeah, I was heavily into Food Network. So the fact that you didn't know that.
I did not know that the eggs made the meringue.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that heavy whipping cream or heavy cream
becomes
butter if you beat it hard and fast.
Yes. So know this, you guys, with Thanksgiving coming up, if you are making homemade whipped cream for your pumpkin pies or pecan or any of the rest.
Ooh.
So what you want to do is start with heavy whipping cream in a metal bowl. Go ahead and chill that metal bowl. Go ahead and chill your whisk attachment as well.
Smart.
Okay. Go ahead and put all that in the fridge with the heavy whipping cream in the container right in there so that everything's together. So when you are hosting, it's ready. You pull all that out, you pour the cream in, you attach the whisk attachment, everything's cold, you start beating. Yeah. You're going to want to add powdered sugar, not granulated sugar. You're going to sweeten it because the cream is not sweetened.
Yeah.
So you're going to add some powdered sugar. Now this is going to be to taste, but I recommend starting with 3 tablespoons if we're using a pint of heavy whipping cream. Okay? And then you're going to beat it. If you go too far, you are making butter and you will see it's going to start to go too far. So you're
it'll get hardened.
It will start to harden. It'll start to like coagulate in a way and it will start to harden. But if you want to do that, then if you want to make homemade butter, don't add the powdered sugar.
Okay.
So, but if you are just trying to make whipped cream, then you're just going to beat it. And then as you start to see it come together and get a little bit, the peaks are starting to form, go ahead and stop. Then take your whisk attachment into it and kind of whip like this. And if that peak holds, then you're at a great stage. If it automatically falls right back over, it's still too thin.
Oh, so if it flops, you got to go a little bit more.
Yeah, go a little bit more.
This all is sounding very sexual.
Oh.
We're talking about it flopping. We're talking about beating it.
Yeah.
We're talking about it. Is it too hard or too soft?
Yeah, you're right.
I just want to point that out because I know I know the men of Ats are listening.
Yeah.
All of you in our credits, and I know exactly what you're thinking.
And I'm happy to provide that for you.
Yes. Now, I want to put this question out here, and I want the answers from our podcasts.
Okay.
I need to know how many people own a mixer.
Like a KitchenAid stand mixer?
A stand mixer.
Not a hand one.
Not a hand.
Okay.
But a stand with the bowl and the whole thing.
We're going to put it up on our stories.
Because I do not. I've never owned a mixer. I don't. It will just take up space. I won't use it.
Okay.
Can you believe that?
Wow.
I don't own a mixer.
I didn't own one until I had a bakery.
Okay,
in my home.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
In my home.
I want to know. Now, I've got the hand mixer where I plug it in.
Good enough?
It's good enough.
Good enough.
For the things I am making, which
True.
is, I think the only time I use it is when I make your banana bread, and that's it.
Okay. Because you got to beat those bananas.
I got to beat it.
Yeah. Beat it, beat it, beat it,
beat it. Beat it. It's going on Spotify.
It's going.
But I want to know. So podcasts, start thinking of your answer, and we'll put it up, and we'll see.
We'll put it in the stories.
How many people have a true standing mixer with the bowl?
Okay. I think a lot of people do. I think we're going to have over 50%.
Okay. All right. We're going to see.
And that would track because right here, 50% has one and 50 doesn't.
No, that.
But I only got it when I started Got What It Cakes out of my home. I did not have it before then.
Yeah. I mean, they're expensive, aren't they?
They are. They're expensive. And I remember getting it, and it was one of the greatest days of my life because I'd been making buttercream By hand.
By hand.
Yes, I'd been making batches,
Ooh.
20, 30 pounds of buttercream by hand. I said, I can't do this anymore. And
Good
so,
for you.
I know. So got the very base model of a stand mixer, and then of course upgraded, added a second and a third and all of that. Added different bowls, more bowls, bigger bowls, ones with handles. And then when I got the bakery, I remember buying a Hobart 30 quart, which is humongous. Like it goes on its own stainless steel table, and it's
wow,
half my body height. So I had to get one of those, and those are humongous. So then we were able to make 50 pounds of buttercream at a time, let's say.
Woo.
But it was a lot of mixers. And so when I closed it down, I took that original baby mixer under my arm. I have a picture of it under my arm, and a set of three 6-inch cake pans, one angled spatula, and that's what I walked out of my bakery
and that
with.
was it.
That was it. I said, this will get me through wanting to make a cake for my kids one day, and I'm going to take this original. And then I sold all the rest of the assets to Cupcake Delirium.
Okay, you got to find that pic for receipts. I want to see that.
It's somewhere, and you see the sign on the door that says closed, like for good. I know. It was emotional. You were there that day.
I was there that day.
You were there.
But just to think of that photo and like you walking out for the last time and just saying, this is it.
This chapter is closed. This house is clear.
The house is clear.
It was time. And I mean, speaking of crying, I cried last night twice watching your episode.
You did? Okay,
yes.
wait. Let's finish the bread pudding and then we're going to tell you.
Oh, yes, y'all. We were talking about the bread pudding. And we're back.
And we're back.
Jumping all over the place.
Y'all missed us, didn't you? But okay.
So we cut that buttery ice cream.
The buttery ice cream. But the guy that brought it out.
Oh, yeah.
He's got the little urn, the little whatever we're calling that.
It's like a gravy pour.
It's not an urn with ashes.
Nope.
It's a gravy pour.
Yeah.
With the caramel.
Tell us more about your culinary expertise. It was a hot syrup inside of a gravy pour, much like you would use for a creamer for coffee, but an urn.
An urn.
With a spout. All those urns with spouts that y'all see in case you want to pour just a little ashes out.
What is wrong with me? Y'all, it was
But I'm pretty. It
was an urn with caramel sauce. And so he stands there, pours it over the bread pudding, and he's like, bon appetit, walks away. We just stared in awe and disbelief, and we charged in.
Yeah.
And when I
put a little piece of that ice cream on top,
we let it
melt. We let it melt. Took some video of it just seeping. The pool of ice cream hitting that warm sauce on top of that warm bread pudding. And then we dug in.
It was phenomenal. Absolutely one of the best desserts I've ever had. Absolutely. When I am back in Vegas, we'll be getting it again.
Faux show.
Told Matt all about it. I said to Matt, I just want to repeat the meal that you and I had.
Yes, it was so good. It was so good. Thank you, Vegas. Thank you, Gordon Ramsay.
Yes.
Thank you, Sophia Nygaard.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for Lily and Bella for turning me on to her.
Yes.
And God, I would love if she listened to this.
She might. We'll tag her.
We'll tag her and
we could do a little clip, do a little reel, throw it on the TikTok. She might find it.
Love her so much.
I need to watch this girl. I know nothing.
You would love her. She does a ton of makeup stuff. So her thing, I think the way she started to go viral is she would do a Franken whatever of something. So what that means is throwing every lipstick color from MAC, melting it down and making a Franken lipstick. Like, what would that look like? Throwing every eyeshadow palette together from Tarte. What would that one color look like?
That is so cool.
Yeah, she did it with bath bombs, like breaking up every bath bomb from Lush, adding a tiny bit and making a new bath bomb. What does that smell like? What does that look like? She did a Franken cake. It was like 14 tiers tall, I want to say, and every layer had a different cake and the cake flavor, and then the buttercream in between had a different one, and then they mixed all those tiny bits of batter together, made one cupcake, and we're like, what does this taste like? So they do a lot of fun stuff.
I love this. It's just weird enough.
Yeah.
It's so specific that
yes.
I really like that. Because that's the thoughts that go through your mind where you're like, what would that be?
What would that look
if
like?
I were to crush all this up and mix it together, what would it be?
And that's what they do. That's what they're really known for. for. And then
gosh.
they of course do lots of other things. So that's kind of along those same lines. Okay, what's it like to stay at every hotel on the Vegas Strip?
Yes.
What's it like to eat at every celebrity restaurant? And they ranked that toffee dessert as the number one thing they ate.
Wow.
In all of Vegas.
Y'all can believe us when we tell you it was that good. If you're going to Vegas soon, please go get this. Please.
I mean, I think that's what they did. If not, it was definitely in the top
In the top.
5.
Yeah.
And they ate everywhere. I'm trying to think. There was also something like, it was like a vegetable.
Really?
Something was it was, I believe, corn somewhere. And they were like, this is, it might have to be number 1, the corn.
Okay, I'm going to need this video. I did say to Matt.
I'll link it for y'all.
Vegas was eye-opening for me.
Yeah, what'd you think ultimately, now that you're back home?
Now that
you've processed and digested?
Yes, I have talked to Matt a lot about this. And just Vegas, when I initially said to you, it's like Times Square just stretched out down a strip, which was not what I was expecting. I don't know what I was expecting.
Yeah.
But there were just so many people.
Yeah.
And you said it's like this all the time.
All the time.
It doesn't matter when you come. It doesn't matter what events are in town. It's just always like this.
A Monday, a Saturday, 2 a.m., 2 p.m., 11 a.m. It doesn't matter.
On Sunday,
it doesn't
when
matter.
We walked to the Bellagio. Yeah. I mean, it was just masses of people. And it was fine. Like, I'm a social person. But I just was like, there's so much happening. My senses, my eyes, my ears, I don't even know how to take this in. It was wild.
And I'm not saying it's okay.
Because you had said Vegas is not for everyone.
It's not.
And I see why you say that.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody. And I know some people will never go there.
Yeah.
But I thrive on energy from other people.
And I do too.
And so do you. And so now SEMA was there, humongous auto show. Joshua wants to go to SEMA.
Yeah.
So SEMA was there, BravoCon was there. Formula One is setting up, really changed the look of the strip. The Bellagio fountains weren't on because of it. They took out so many trees to build the stands. It hurt a piece of my heart.
Yeah.
Listen, I realize that we're not going to Vegas for the landscaping, for the natural beauty. But for me, the fountains and the trees in front of the Bellagio are some of the prettiest spaces on the strip.
And it's iconic. That's the iconic Vegas look. When you're watching Ocean's 11 and the fountains come on and they're watching them together, that's what you think of.
And I booked the Paris.
I know. So we'd be right there
so that we could watch them as much as we wanted to. I mean, I booked outdoor seating at Mon Ami Gabi. And I just got disappointed that I will say, someone asked us in our questions, and I forgot to answer it, but it said, was anything not fun? That's it for me. The fountains not being on at the Bellagio and us being able to see the water ballet was not fun.
That was not fun.
I was disappointed.
Yeah. But I saw that question too, and I was like, there really wasn't anything that wasn't not fun as far as BravoCon is concerned.
I couldn't think of anything when I first saw it, but now that we're talking it out, that's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one. And then, your feet hurting. My feet hurting.
That's true. That's
not fun. But we, for the most part, really kept it together. It was the last night that my bottom toes started to go under my ring finger toes and rubbing them. And they said no more.
It was crossed over like this.
Yeah.
Look. So her toes, show us.
Look, I have Band-Aids on them right now.
Oh my gosh, you do.
I have Band-Aids on right now still.
They were just mushed. And I told her, I said, when you're on your feet all day like this, your feet start to swell and they expand. And so the toes are going to start crisscrossing and
because they weren't painted, I think it just made that nail a little raw.
Yes.
And so it was rubbing. Now
digging into your flesh.
Had they been painted, I think it would have kind of added a little soft barrier. That's my bad.
Oh my god.
No time for a pedicure or a manicure before we left, but thank God for the press-ons.
Okay, but so when did you take the press-ons off?
I just took them off. I took them off in the Orlando airport.
Oh, you did?
During my layover.
And was it okay taking them off? They didn't damage or anything?
Look, didn't break a single nail.
I shout out to those nails.
Look at that, y'all.
You guy. You've got to post whatever brand that was.
This one was already broken. So the reason why I got the press-ons instead of just painting, because y'all can see I have really long, pretty nails.
Yeah, her nails are great.
But several had broken. This one broke. It was when I was putting the luggage like on the conveyor belt or whatever.
Yeah.
This one broke.
Yeah.
So I had 2 shorties. And so we got the press-ons at the CVS right there next to Paris, put them on. They were beautiful. Now, my real nails are so long that they were kind of protruding out the sides a little bit and almost out of the tips, but they looked great and they stayed on.
And you showered every day.
Thank you.
She showered every day, y'all. I took one bath.
Yep, you took one bath.
And then the morning we left, I jumped in the shower.
Oh, you did?
I did.
You didn't want to be rank on the plane?
I didn't, but I almost didn't care.
As opposed to snakes on the plane, you didn't want to be rank on the plane.
But you know what? I thought, this has got to just try to wake me up. I'm going to get in the shower, let the water pressure beat down on my moles.
Was I exaggerating about that water pressure?
Y'all, the water pressure
in Paris
was stinging.
I had to cover up my nipples the entire shower when I would face front because I was sure that the water pressure would razor off my nipples. Just like that.
I know.
It was so strong.
When I went to try to rinse my face from washing it, I was like, I can't. I got to gather it in my hand and then splash it off.
Same. I couldn't put my face in there. My face isn't used to that kind of beating.
No, mine is.
I know yours is. You're in there with facials just scrape.
That's true. That was the lymphatic massage. Maybe I should have just done that day one. I
told you the water pressure was good. So the Paris had a lot going for it.
Oh, it sure did. I said to Matt, I would love to stay there again.
Yeah.
So all this to say with Paris or with Vegas in general, I really would love to go back with Matt.
Yeah.
Matt and I taking a little vacay and just having a fun, sexy time in Vegas.
Yeah.
Staying at a fun hotel, maybe doing some of the casino, maybe seeing a show, eating fabulous food, and just doing it for a few days together.
Yes.
I could really see how that's fun for couples.
So fun for couples.
Yeah.
So fun for couples. And fun for families, too. I mean, we take our families.
Yeah.
Because there is so much family-friendly stuff. Vegas gets a bad rap, but there's so much family-friendly stuff to do. Every hotel has something that's really geared, I think, towards kids. Well, the majority of them. But, New York has the coaster and the arcade.
Yeah.
And then the Bellagio has the conservatory, which is beautiful for kids to see. And they have
Castle Hotel.
Oh, the Excalibur has the jousting, the knights jousting. That's their big show inside of there. And it has a big arcade too.
I loved that one. I said I wouldn't even care if the rooms were super nice. My kids would love to stay here.
Yeah, and Paris has the Eiffel Tower, and that's so cool to see for kids. And and then of course you have all of the Cirque shows, which are great. Mystere is really kid friendly, I would say. We took our kids to Mystere. O is really cool. There is so much to do just walking through the resorts, going to see shows. Of course, you can always do the pools during the day, and it's not so much like a Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Cabana club party.
Yeah.
Our kids loved it. So the Luxor has the Titanic exhibit, and every hotel has something really geared for kids. So if you're someone who's like, I think my kids would really like to go there. Our kids love it.
Yeah.
Do we also like to go as adults? Yes.
Yes. I can definitely see, I can see both sides of it.
Yeah.
And I can see, we didn't do any clubs or any of that stuff, but you can definitely, you get the vibe. You smell the weed. People are smoking. Let's talk about the smoking.
I grew up with cigarette smoke. Both my parents smoked when I was growing up. And I mean in the car.
Yeah.
Right? So windows are barely cracked.
Yeah.
Mary and Jack are puffing away. I started smoking at 13. Not proud of it.
Yeah.
But did start smoking at 13. Smoked until I literally met Joshua. I was also smoking menthols. Fun fact.
Wait, what was your brand?
The Marlboro Light menthols. Not Newport. Because I'm a classy girl.
When you say you smoked, I want a clear picture for myself and the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Were you you would have a pack of cigarettes on you
at all times
in your bag?
Yes,
in your book bag.
Yeah.
Okay, so you in high school?
Yeah,
you would smoke after school?
Yeah, on the way to school in the car. I mean, if my sister was driving, we were both smoking.
She was smoking too.
Mm-hmm. She was smoking too. And we would smoke on the way to school. We'd have a cigarette or two on the way to school. Then we would smoke as soon as we got out of school. Sometimes we would leave on a break, go down to Little Street, smoke a cig, go behind a car, smoke a cig.
I'm shook.
At parties, I was smoking and drinking the whole time.
I can't even see you doing this.
I was making bad decisions.
I knew that you had smoked some, you've told me that before, but I guess in my mind, I always thought it was just
a social
I
thing.
sometimes had a cig, right? But I didn't know it was like you're keeping packs with you.
Oh, yeah. I was keeping packs. And going back to you said,
Wow.
what were your parents paying for? Now, I was buying my own gas and stuff, but my parents at one point did give us an Amoco card. And I want to say it's because maybe this is when Mom went on strike and Jackie had to start driving everybody. So I believe she gave Jackie the Amoco card. Again, Amoco, throwback shout out.
That's a great one.
And because she was like, if you are having to drive now, I'll at least pay for some of the gas because I'm not going to drive y'all anymore.
No.
And so we didn't realize. We thought we were getting one over on Mary and Jack because we would go and fill up half a tank of gas, go into the station, buy 2 packs of cigs, and that would be about what a full tank of gas would cost.
Wait, you thought you were getting away with this?
We thought that they would see one charge from that day, and we thought that it would be like Amoco.
Yeah.
$9.99. Because this is back when you could fill up a tank of gas for $9.99 because it was 88 cents.
Oh.
We did it. So I...
What do I...
Okay, I get it. Everyone's like, the president doesn't determine the gas prices. I know. I'm just mad about him, and I'm allowed to be mad because they are so astronomically high. I don't care who's in office. I don't want to spend $4 a gallon, and you shouldn't either.
I don't want to spend $200 on groceries like I did last night on, I think we had...
3 bags?
Well, we had about 6 bags, but when I tell you, it was nothing special.
I know.
It was nothing special. And Tristan looks at the total and goes, Mom, you said this was a small, like a quick trip. I said, it was, son. But it is still $186. So.
It's just, we are, the thing is, people, is the field, the post is moving. So in our minds, because gas was $6 a gallon, now we go, oh, it's only $3.09. It doesn't need to only be $3.09. We need to get back in our brains that $3.09 is still a lot.
Yes.
It's still a lot.
And there's that graphic that was just going around where it's the cost of living, and they're kind of showing it through time, and the cost of living is going up, whether that's apartments and gas and food and all the things. But the income of Americans is really not increasing. And so you're seeing this huge
it's this
separation.
Wedge.
Yes.
This wedge that is happening for so long, it was steady.
Yeah. It was
and
keeping up.
And then it's a wedge.
I mean, people... We didn't plan to get into this, but y'all, people are struggling to pay for the things, just the basics.
Okay.
So anyway, the cigarettes and the gas.
So anyway, I think everybody's outraged, and I think that we all have a right to be outraged, is what I'm saying.
Correct.
Everybody has a right to be outraged with these prices.
Yes.
Number 2.
Yes.
So we thought we were pulling one over on Mary and Jack, and they never called us out on it until recently when we were talking about it, kind of joking about it.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, I knew exactly what y'all were doing because it said fuel, $5, and then it said non-fuel, $4.99 or whatever. And she's like, because I was a smoker, I knew how much a couple packs of cigs cost, and I knew exactly what y'all were doing, but she never said anything.
Is it that funny?
Mm-hmm.
It's funny to me that your mom just didn't care that y'all were smoking.
She was still on strike, probably.
Yeah, that's true. She was on strike and she didn't care.
I'm not mothering right now.
Mary, that is so funny.
I think it was more, it could be like, I'm doing it, and so did they learn this from me? Like,
I mean, it's true. Yeah, because she's probably feeling like, what do I have to say about this? They're mimicking what they're seeing at home.
She did quit.
So...
I'll give Mary props.
Yeah, she did.
Let me give Mary props.
Yeah.
She did quit at some point. I cannot remember. It could have been during high school. Again, what is time?
Yeah.
But she did quit, and she stuck with it. And she, to this day, will say that she craves cigarettes.
Really?
That she would love to have one, but she never wants to have to quit again because it was so miserable. It
Good
was
for
so
you, Mary.
terrible.
I'm so proud of you. To go for so long in her life smoking and then just one day saying, I'm not doing it anymore. Wow.
And my dad smoked for 50 years.
But then didn't he just switch?
He switched to vaping.
Yeah.
And then I made him quit vaping too.
And Dr. Jorge has said, I need you to be clean now. We're clean eating. We're clean living.
No more. And I really was like, Dad, you've got to stop.
Yeah.
You've got to stop with the vaping. You have to, with his blood sugar and all of his health stuff. I just really thought that the vaping could be the root of it. We don't have enough studies, long-term studies about what vaping is doing to people. But I knew that it probably was a piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
Because if he was hooked up in the hospital
He was
and was
struggling.
like
It was
begging
bad.
for his vape.
It was bad.
And it would spike his blood pressure. And I'm like, no. This is not good for you. So he did quit. I am so proud of my dad for quitting smoking, quitting vaping, quitting drinking. My mom has quit smoking. And it's awesome.
It's
it's
tough.
really, it's so hard to do.
Yes, when you've been doing something, it's been ingrained in your life for so long. And
they smoked for a long time. We're talking 5 decades. It's hard to quit something. And you do eventually get to a place. I was talking to Leanna, the doctor, about this.
Yeah.
You get to a place where you're like, I'm 70. What's the point of quitting now? I've had a long life.
Yeah.
Well, you could live 30 more years,
I know.
maybe. Your lungs get back to healthy after 7 years. If you're a smoker, it goes from black to beautiful pink lung in 7 years.
That's amazing.
That's what I learned. So what made me quit smoking was I had learned this fact. Well, it was Joshua. Okay. When
I love that. So Josh said to you,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be with a smoker. And you were like, I want that good.
Yeah.
So I'm going to quit for him.
You got it. So I did quit for him. He loves, fun fact about Joshua, he loves the smell of cigarette smoke, but he absolutely does not want to kiss someone who tastes like an ashtray.
So he likes the Vegas casinos.
He loves it. He doesn't mind the smell of secondhand smoke at all.
So y'all, we would be walking through the Paris casino every day.
We did start this story 15 minutes ago. You're right.
Okay. We've told a great tale.
I feel like it.
We have.
Okay.
Are you not entertained?
Yeah. What more do you want? Does this not entertain you? Or what is that phrase from that movie?
That's from Gladiator. Are you not entertained?
That's it.
And then the guy
Never seen it.
The guy gives the thumbs down.
Is that where you got your big aggressive thumbs
down? Boo!
We did that in Vegas.
We did it in Vegas. We got to dig that up. But it's funny, as the days went on in Vegas and we'd kind of, in and out, walking through the casino, she started to get irritated.
So sneezy.
Sneezing. And at first we were like, what's with the sneezes? And then we put 2 and 2 together.
I think I could have potentially developed an allergy to cigarette smoke, and still my throat is kind of hoarse. Yeah. I am not sick. I didn't come down with anything there. Thank God. This never happens to me. It's almost like losing weight might keep you healthier. And I am here to say that.
It does.
Causation.
Yeah. It does help your immune system.
I think it does. Mm-hmm. It's because it's shocking how many people have surrounded me with sickness, especially since beginning this weight loss journey.
And you haven't come down really with anything too terrible.
I have no clue how. Because you got really sick.
Yeah. Oh, I did.
I
thought, is this the flu? It was about a day and a half where I was hit hard.
Jack got sick. Ooh. Bella's boyfriend, Jack, and he was around us.
Yeah.
It was swirling. Then we go to Vegas. We're around 1 billion people.
Well, even just to get on a flight.
Oh, flights. On many flights.
Well, we got on a flight to Orlando. You didn't get sick on that.
Nope.
And then you didn't get sick on the way to Vegas.
We went to Horror Nights. We went to Universal. We've gone on many trips. I did a whole road trip. Mm-hmm. We did this in Vegas where everyone was there. People were sneezing, sniffling all around.
And we're not big hand washers. Just
no, we're gross. Well, they know that.
But when y'all saw that we finally went into the bathrooms, right? That was the first time us being like, we should wash our hands before we eat this charcuterie.
Yeah,
with our fingers.
Yeah. We're here. We're taking 1 million pictures. We're talking. We're selfieing. We're videoing. We're touching our phones.
Touched so many things, but I'm like, give me them chicken tendies. Put it in the sauce.
Yep. And we didn't visit the bathrooms till the very last day at 5:30 p.m. Yeah. And that was the first time I had washed my hands in all of Vegas.
Yeah.
Well, in the convention center. In the convention center, as we heard, I took a shower every day. I was the clean one.
You really were. She was clean.
Someone commented on the reel. They were like, you showered every day, Miranda? I'm like, I did.
I know. But that was when you would wash your face because you knew you had to start over each day. It was a lot of girling for her. And it really is. I mean,
it's too much.
But I did get up Monday to leave. I got up, got dressed, did all the things.
You slept in your makeup.
Well, I did, but I did wash my face because I had to have a fresh start. But I did my makeup on the way in the Uber.
Kristen, what is your problem? Why do you need to look pretty on the flight home?
I don't don't know.
What does it matter?
I don't know.
You wanted to come home to Matt and him not see you?
That's true. I wanted to come home, and so Matt could be pleased.
He's always pleased.
He is. He doesn't care. But
what? This is wild to me.
Yeah, I did it in the Uber. Why not? I'm just sitting in the Uber for 10 minutes.
Because you're allowed to have a break. You're allowed to have a break from being gorgeous.
No.
Your natural face is pretty too. Don't be convinced by these beauty brands who are telling you more.
No, I needed a little bit of color on my face. No, it was a quick ride, so I only did what I could.
Haven't done my makeup since. Haven't done anything since getting back from Vegas. I finally took a shower yesterday just to wash Vegas off of me. I said I showered every day there. I can't do it again.
Oh my God.
Need a minute. I need a damn minute.
I understand.
So I haven't done anything. I did try to put on mascara yesterday.
Okay.
Just to look alive because the eyes are not aliving. They're unalived because I guess we can't say dead anymore. So we say unalived. So those are my eyes, unalived. And I'm tired today. I had terrible dreams last night.
Oh, no.
Even
after watching my episode?
I had a great time watching your episode. We'll get to that. Let me tell you what happened in my dream.
No.
In my dream, I went to my friend Holly Bradish's house. Okay. Haven't seen her in a long time. Holly Bradish, shout out. Went to your house. Apparently, you have basically a water park in your backyard now, and you were hosting a humongous water park party. Why? I don't know. And I lost my new white tennis shoes. I remember losing them, and I couldn't find them anywhere, so I just took someone else's tennis shoes. Why did I need them for a pool party? Don't know. Number 2, then I lost something else. Then it was finally time to leave, and you had a valet there at your pool party at your house.
Yeah.
So I go up to the valet. I say, hey, I need my car. They leave for 42 minutes. I remember 42 minutes. And come back, and they say, we can't find your car. I said, how does the valet lose my car in a neighborhood? You're parking it on the street.
And was it your car, or were you in the new fancy car in your dream?
No, it was my Nissan Rogue Blue 2016.
I love that in your dream, it's still just the Nissan Rogue.
It's still just my Nissan Rogue with the leaky, sunroof and the pebble underneath the passenger seat that is still there. Still can't find
the pebble.
But I have to listen to it roll back and forth every single minute of every hour of every day I'm in my car, which is really good for someone with ADHD, let me tell you. And so anyway, they said, we can't find it. So I decide to go back into the pool party to just continue my time there.
Yeah.
And I lose my key. So I have a spare key on me because I think I'll just walk around and press the button and eventually hopefully hear my home.
Yeah.
So I had to retrace my steps for my lost key. Remember, I've lost my shoes. Someone's lost my car. I've lost my key. And I finally walk enough. Oh, and Holly wouldn't let me borrow her golf cart to go roam the neighborhood.
Holly?
To find out. I don't know what that was about, Holly, but I guess you don't trust me. So that hurt my feelings. And so anyway.
So you lost a friendship.
So I might have lost a friendship.
Yeah.
And I roam the neighborhood. I finally hear it. I can press it and I hear it. So I go up to this guy's house and I say, hey, it was who's one of the Phillips? Wilson Phillips? Who's the one with the fun name?
Oh.
The first name of the Phillips sister, Bijou.
Bijou?
So Bijou Phillips, the guy says, I said, the valet's lost my car, but I think I hear it over there. And he goes, that's Bijou Phillips's house. I said, cool. How can I get over there? Can I just walk through your backyard? He goes, yeah, because it's like a mile around if you have to go through the streets. He said, I'll take you there. So he put me in his car. I don't know this man. He puts me in his car to take me to Bijou Phillips's house where my car is apparently parked in front of it. We never get there.
And so you got lost.
I got lost. So I wake up with no resolution. And I've been out of sorts since.
You lost your shoes.
Mm-hmm.
You lost your car.
Mm-hmm.
You lost your keys.
Mm-hmm.
You lost a friendship.
Mm-hmm.
And then you lost yourself.
Yep. And I woke up saying, what does this mean? What else am I going to lose? And I got really sad.
We need Allie from Vanderpump Rules, if you're listening. Call in to the HoHo and will you interpret these dreams?
What else am I about to lose?
Something.
But could it be a friendship?
Do you feel that you have lost something? Like, is something on your mind that you feel like is lost, or that you're like forgetting something? Anything like that?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, this was just a nightmare.
I just don't want to lose anything. Maybe I feel like I'm losing Bella.
Yeah.
We do feel that.
Let me say this to you.
This is sad.
Let me say this to you.
Yeah.
As someone who went to NC State.
Yeah.
I came home a lot.
I know. I came home a lot from App.
I came home a lot. It was a 3-hour drive, but it felt like nothing when you do it 100 times.
Yeah.
I came home a lot.
And I'll go up there a lot.
Yeah. She is still going to have her friends here in Charlotte. And that's what it was for me, was like, let's all meet back in Charlotte, or with Jack and the boyfriend of it all.
Yeah.
You know, you will see her more than you realize.
Okay.
And I'll say this. For her, that time is going to feel slower because, as we all know, when we're younger, the time goes slower. But right now, our time is flying.
Yeah.
So the amount of time that she's in college is going to feel like that to us.
Maybe I just feel like I'm losing time too.
Yeah, I do feel like that.
Okay.
Because it's November 9th.
I know.
And when y'all hear this, whatever day that's going to be, we're that much closer to Christmas.
I know.
Y'all, you're listening to this on November 14th.
Yeah.
So
we're halfway through.
Time is slipping away.
Yeah, maybe I'm feeling that.
I think that's
all
what you're
manifested in this terrible dream. And it's not like, oh, no one died in it. No one this, no one that. It just felt like I was constantly losing something. I woke up feeling like I didn't sleep for 1 minute.
Yes. Oh, those dreams
And I woke up,
where it was so real.
Yes.
That you felt like, no, I was actually awake, living another life in another dimension. And now I'm waking up tired because I was busy the whole time.
Yep. And my eyes are showing it.
I'm so sorry.
I know. Don't y'all just hate those kinds of nights?
Oh.
I know that they're relatable. I know everyone goes through it. I can't believe how crystal clear I remember this dream. But it was a lot. And I'm sorry. Who wants to talk about dreams?
I do. Y'all know that I really enjoy dream talk. I enjoy interpreting things. I saw a little deck of cards the other day when Matt and I had our day date. We had to swing by Container Store to return some things.
Yeah.
We picked up some wrapping paper, of course.
Of course.
And they had, the cute little tchotchke gifts and stuff. And there was a little deck that was like interpreting dreams.
Did you get it?
Now, it felt a little dark arts to me.
Okay.
A little bit too voodoo. So I was like, Satan, no.
Yeah.
But I did.
You said Satan, no. Pastor Mike, yes. Okay.
If Pastor Mike was here, what would he do?
Right.
That's what was on my mind.
What would PMD? No, WWPMD.
We need those.
Not to be confused with WebMD, which I've never been on in my life.
You've never been on WebMD?
Never.
Well,
I don't search anything that's wrong with me.
I'll say this. When you Google, let's say you're just going to Google to search a symptom, WebMD is usually one of the first hits. So I might click on it, not because I'm trying to be on WebMD, but because it just comes up.
I'll never even Google a symptom.
Never?
I don't want to know what's wrong. I'm fine. Bliss. Ignorance is bliss.
Ignorance is bliss, but sometimes I do have to Google.
No, not doing it. Never did it once for my kids when they got sick. Never once did it for me. Never for Josh. Do you have Lyme? Great. I don't know.
I mean, we already know y'all's medicine basket is
this
size of a pancake. So
we're not figuring things out. Yeah. We're just letting it ride.
I did get a new supplement while we were away.
You told me this.
And it's really good.
Shut up.
I'll post it for y'all.
It's really good. You can tell that this 26th now one in your barrage of 25, that this 26th one is really good. You can tell the difference it's making.
I can, because I'm taking it a different time of day. And I can tell. I took it yesterday morning and I was like, I am alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. I don't care who knows.
Look at the difference in our faces right now.
This is life on supplements.
Life on supplements.
And this is life
with no sleep. It's not the supplement. You probably got sleep.
I went to bed a little bit late because we were so jazzed up.
Yeah, y'all were jazzed up. Let's talk about it. So last night, big night for Kristen and Matt and the Timmerman crew, because Artfully Designed aired at 9:30 right after the new Fixer Upper. Could not ask for a better lead-in.
We could not believe that this show is coming on right after Fixer Upper, and still at 9:30. It's not too late. I think people are still staying up to watch 30 more minutes of TV.
For sure.
And
we stayed up and watched the whole hour-long show after.
Yeah. So it just truly was, okay, here's what we've been saying. To have the basement reveal itself was a big surprise and a big, amazing moment. This was a whole separate big surprise, big, amazing moment.
Because you never know what's going to air.
We had no idea what was going to air, what's going to make the cut, how they're going to edit this. But they had said to me, for this show, our job, the editor's job, is to make everybody look good.
That's right.
We don't want anybody to look stupid, look selfish.
This isn't a dramatic show. This isn't trading spaces.
No.
They are not looking for the gotcha moment.
No, they are not.
They're looking for happy, uplifting, artfully designed on Magnolia Network, which is known for just like peace and harmony and good vibes.
Yes. And that truly, I feel, is what the episode delivered.
Agreed.
It was really cute because the designers and the crew and cast, everybody, they were all at like a watch party together. We could see on Instagram that they were posting about that. And so Brian, the producer, had texted me some and was like, it's coming. I said, we're getting ready to watch. Matt and I felt very, very nervous about this. I will not lie.
They wouldn't let us have a viewing party.
Miranda really wanted to do a viewing party, and I honestly, I would have been open to it, but one look at Matt when I mentioned it, and he was like, we can't. I don't know what it's going to be. Am I going to look stupid? Did I say something dumb?
Matt looked great. I really thought that Matt was the star of the show. No offense.
I agree, because his he wore his heart on his sleeve.
He was so emotional. I cried twice.
Yes.
When Matt started choking up, I cried. And then at the end reveal, when they showed the kids, I'm going to choke up now.
Yeah.
When they showed the kids' notes on the wall, Matt is such a good dad. He is truly such a good dad. And your kids adore him. Yes. They love him so much.
To see the things they wrote.
See the things that they wrote in their writing. Like, I lost it. The kids were like, Mom's crying again. I cry at these sorts of things because it's true. He looks at a toy and he thinks of 3-year-old Tinsley, and then the flashback
pictures. They had asked us, do you have any photos of your kids in the basement?
Of course you do.
And so I kind of had to scroll through and find some of these old pictures, and they showed them, and it was so sweet. We were so touched by that.
I have pictures of your kids in their basement. I have pictures every time you'd give birth. I'd be over there hanging out with the other one.
I know.
In the basement. I have pictures with your animals in the basement.
Yes. This is, of course, me. I got emotional. When they showed Cotton.
Oh, I got emotional when they showed Cotton too.
So y'all, Cotton is my cat. Obviously, we are podcats here and we love cats. My cat is 17 this January. She is very old, and she is actually not doing great. I think we're kind of on the tail end of things here. And right now she's in our upstairs bathroom. It's a nice big bathroom, has a window. It's beautiful, but we're calling it the nursing home.
Yeah.
We've set it up for her. She's great in there. She's sleeping. She's got her litter box, her food.
And that way, if she loses control or anything like that, it's an easy cleanup. And honestly, that's good for her and for y'all.
It is. That's kind of what is happening, is she's lost a bit of control of things. She's been to the vet. We've done the antibiotics. We've done all the things. And it's just
it's her time to ride it out till the end.
It is. And what Dr. Jorge said to me, and it was such good advice, he said, when it begins that there's more bad days than good, that's when you'll know.
Dr. Jorge is also your veterinarian.
He's now my veterinarian.
Dr. Jorge is her doctor.
He does it all.
Her functional doctor, but I love that Dr. Jorge is also, but you're just talking to him about this.
Yeah.
It's important to you.
Yeah, because he had seen it in my notes when I had talked to my health coach. She had mentioned it to him, and that's how they are there, as they really communicate. So he, of course, is like, how's your cat? But anyway.
That's nice of Dr. Jorge to care.
All that to say, when I
saw her walking down
saw
the stairs.
her on this episode, it was one of the first moments because they pointed out the leopard staircase. Oh, look at your leopard runner. And they pan the camera over, and there's Cotton.
She just happened to be walking down at that moment.
Cute and kind of rubbing around. And I just looked at Matt and was like, Cotton's in the episode. And I said, I didn't even remember her standing there.
Yeah.
But to know that she will be in that. Immortalized forever on a TV show.
Yeah.
Is so special to me.
I got very emotional too, because I was like, I know that Cotton's in the last days.
She is. She's kind of
last month's days. We don't know,
at the end of her life, and she's lived a long, good life. But that was very, very precious to me to see that. But the episode was great, and I will say this. What I really loved was seeing all the things that we didn't see before.
Yeah.
We didn't see the team meetings.
No.
We didn't see Natalie planning out how she wanted it to be.
It's all a surprise. They don't know any of it.
Yeah. We didn't see Rachel putting that tile wall together, even though I knew how much work it was just to see her do it. To watch Frankie start the mural and paint the wall orange.
Or how about the fact that they painted the guest room one color, didn't like it, and went back over it.
And we never even knew that.
You never knew that.
They painted it kind of a coral, and they said, after they did it, they were like, it feels like we're inside a pumpkin. We
Yeah.
can't do this. So they
Yeah.
painted it white. So it was so neat for us to see how they put all this together and to know how much we filmed.
Yes.
And we truly only probably were on it for 3 minutes total.
Yeah.
But we had
Lachlan was on it in one picture or in a couple family pictures.
He was in family pictures, and I do like that they zoomed in on his handwriting. That was very sweet.
Yeah, so that people are like, I thought it was a family of 5. Where's that 5th?
Yeah.
So they gave Lachlan his moment.
His little moment. But it was really kind of cool to see how they edit this together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my time with Natalie at
Slate
and us walking around and finding different pieces.
She really, really liked you.
She is great. And so
she's great.
Obviously, we all watched the episode, and pretty soon after, I had 2 phone numbers of some of the TV producer people.
Uh-huh.
So I FaceTime one of them, but she immediately writes me back. It says, "Did you just call?" And I said, "I know y'all are all together. We would love to FaceTime with you and just say thank you."
Yeah.
So she FaceTimes me right back. And we were in the basement. We watched it down there. And so we got to show them. And I showed them a few things. And I got to show Natalie the wall with her wallpaper.
Oh, and what'd she think?
All of them loved it.
Oh,
I
bet
showed Natalie, the whole crew, the cast, everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, the hands, the wallpaper.
It looks so good."
I was like, I had to do it. It looks so good with the curtains and everything. So we got to show them some things we've added.
How about the restraint, though, of Natalie? Because this was Natalie's wallpaper line, and she doesn't mention that in the episode. She says, we framed wallpaper samples because we thought it'd make a cool focal point.
Yep.
But she didn't promote herself.
She did not.
She didn't say, this is my wallpaper line, actually, because I think some designers would have done that.
Well, when we were filming it, they actually had her do 2 versions.
Ah.
They had her do one where she does say, "I just recently designed this." And then they said, "We need to make sure we do one where you just are casual about it and not specific." I think because, again, like
competing.
Well, and just like, you know, the copyright and all the things, you know, having to check with. Yeah.
Okay.
So I did wonder which one would end up airing. But
how many times did you have to say the line like, should we go into the guest bedroom now? Or was that just natural?
I probably had to say that. Now, the first time it was just natural.
Okay.
Because I'm just leading everybody along. But they probably had us reshoot that maybe 3 times.
Okay.
And a big part of it is they want so many angles.
Right.
This one was close up, but now we need you to say it again, and we're going to get a wide angle.
Right.
And now we're going to get it from this doorway. So, and again, then the editors get all that footage. I mean, they probably had 24 hours of footage.
Yeah.
I don't know how these editors decide.
And it's
we have
down.
30 minutes.
I know. Not even. You have 22 after commercials.
Yeah. To put all this together. What the heck? I so admire these editors for being able to piece all this together. But it was so great.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you're an editor.
I know it. And it's
and
not
a producer
easy.
and an art direction and a choreographer and
a costumer.
Costumer.
Yeah.
You put me in this costume.
I wanted you to wear that today.
I know.
It's on brand.
So what other questions can I ask you about this experience? Oh, well, I had asked you last night, but I think the podcast will find it interesting. Why wasn't Lachlan in the football scene?
Well, you know, he started out, we all came into the backyard and he was kind of there, but a big part of that filming was all of us standing in a circle talking about sports and talking about Florida State and experiences that we've had. And then Frankie telling us about him playing basketball. They tried to recruit him for football. Rachel telling us she grew up with no sports, you know. Okay. So on. And Lachlan is 4 or 5 at this point and has a small attention span. So he just kind of skedaddled and they were like, it's fine. It doesn't matter. He was there in the house, but he just was over it. And y'all, it was so hot that day.
Was it? Were you just melting?
We all were wet by the time it ended.
Because this was filmed in June.
It was filmed in June.
Right? Yeah. It was shot in June.
And we were dying. But you know, they got to get the shot. And so we would wipe off, we'd dab off, we would go back, we would film some more, we would run the play. I mean, we all could not wait to get inside.
Yeah.
After that. And
should we talk about the comment?
Oh, yes, please.
So,
and you know what? There's another shady comment that
I can't wait to see.
Yes.
So Magnolia Network is releasing promos, right, leading up to it. So yesterday they finally released one, and I feel like showed a lot.
Oh, it showed
the whole reveal.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, not going to share this. Don't want to blow the surprise. And then even when I finally did, I covered it with an entire caption. Like, don't click here if you don't want to see it. But if you don't have the channel or any way to watch it, then you'll want to see it.
Yeah,
and there were people who did want to see it who were like, thank you for sharing this or whatever. But someone commented on it. In the 4 hours it was up, someone wrote,
man bun.
About Matt's man bun. And
you see Matt's man bun for a split second when we're walking in.
And it was a dude who left that comment. Like, I'm just thinking, how pressed is some guy on Instagram?
Yeah, you're on the Magnolia Network Instagram, and the only thing you have to say about this beautiful room is man bun. That's the title.
That's the title. Thank you, sir. Actually, you know what? Thank you. You just gave us the title.
Bye.
I clicked on his profile and was like,
I know.
Oh, this has to be some like older woman who's just pissed at these boys growing their hair long. And no, it was a guy.
It was a balding man.
And he was like, man bun, shut up.
I wanted to comment back and be like, he could shave it off and give you a wig for locks of love.
Yeah,
but you are trying to get some hair.
Like, that's what kind of bugs me. I'm like, hey, you never know why a guy's growing his hair long.
That's
You never know why.
I mean, for some people,
a woman, who cares?
Some people, it's religious, it's cultural. Leave people alone.
Yeah, sometimes it is, and sometimes they're growing it to donate it. Like, you never know. That Matt could be a father of a kid with cancer who he's seen lose all their hair.
That's
right. It's like, the one thing I can do that I have control over in this very sad situation that I feel so out of control. Now, that's not the case, thank God. But also, you never know. So
that's
what does it matter? What does it matter? Like, if he is or not, it might not be your thing. People don't like that a girl has short hair, and people don't like that dudes have long hair. Where you been, bitch?
Where you been, bitch?
It's so annoying to me.
Y'all. Man bun. And then the other comment
was,
I
didn't see it.
OMG and not in a good way. What? You looked at that beautiful basement and said OMG but not in a good way? Huh?
Oh, I'm writing her back.
Please do.
I'm writing her back.
You're going to write her back.
Sure am. I'm going to say, what's not in a good way?
Yeah.
I'm just curious. Like, I'm curious, what is not in a good way? What about this is a bad way?
That made you say, oh my God, not in a good way. Because that's what it was. It was an OMG.
Is it the design? Is it the man bun again? Because if so, you could have just gone up and added a comment to that man's and said, I concur.
Fist pound.
Yeah.
Hate those man buns.
Yeah.
So
stupid.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? I don't walk through leaving negative comments.
I know. I haven't checked it today. But we'll have to go back and look. And you know what? This actually leads us into our clutter for Thursday.
Oh, yes.
Leaving pressed comments.
Pressed comments. Why are we pressed?
Why are people so pressed?
Why are we so pressed?
Why are things on the internet causing you grief and problems in your own life?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're going to be talking about.
It's the emotional. You are literally holding other people on Instagram emotionally hostage.
Yeah.
Like you're holding your own self emotionally hostage by other people on the internet, and we want you to stop.
We want to understand.
Yeah, we need to understand this. So we're going to have a real frank conversation about it.
Yeah, we're going to be getting into it on Thursday, so know that.
Mm-hmm. Because we were maybe going to talk about our conversation with Allie Luber's mom and aunt. Allie, who's dating DJ James Kennedy on Vanderpump Rules.
Yes.
They talked to us for about 15 minutes in our Bravo Palooza. But she also repeatedly said, please don't tell James any of this. Yeah. And we then repeatedly said to her, we don't think James is going to ask us anything about this conversation. So that's not the problem. But
we're also, like, James doesn't know we exist. It's okay. We're not going to tell James.
He sort of does because he did a cameo for us, but probably doesn't remember doing it for us anyway, because we did tell him when we met him.
Yeah, we did.
Anyway, so we're not going to share that conversation because we did tell Mama Luber that
we'd keep it in the vault.
We would keep it in the vault, and we wouldn't tell James. And in the event that he decides to listen, we're going to hold that line for her. So you're welcome.
DJ James Kennedy might be listening. You never know.
Who knows? But to be continued.
To be continued, y'all. We'll see you Thursday. Bye.